Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to Sam and Max Hit the Books. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And we have got a big week this week. Not only did we review a whopping 11 comics, or we're going to review them, but for the most part, they were pretty good. I was actually pleasantly surprised by just how high quality the week felt.
Yeah, there were a lot of good ones.
A lot of great moments. Let's start off with issue 7 of The Transformers by Brian Ruckley, art by Angel Hernandez, Andrew Griffith, and Anna Malkova. This was fine. I really enjoyed the Andrew Griffith pages because that guy knows how to draw an awesome Transformer. It's noticeable the amount of detail on one of his pages versus the person who's been drawing the pages normally.
Okay, which one is who's drawing Optimus here?
So this would be Griffith, yeah. And compare that to this artist on this page.
Right.
The amount of detail.
No, I totally noticed. This panel that's just Optimus's arm, and it's all straight lines.
Yeah.
But there are so many lines.
And so the art got a little bit of an upgrade this issue. The plot continued to meander about with not much happening. Although it does seem like Bumblebee is actually trying to join the Ascenticons. I don't know if it now looks like he's on some sort of secret mission to infiltrate them, if you ask me.
Right, well, I mean, with the death of Rebel, I still kind of feel like he's just getting on with his job.
I wonder. It's interesting that we're still not quite sure. But we are at least getting to see some of the Ascenticons, who are going to be Decepticons, acting like dicks. To indicate that, the bad guys really are going to be bad, despite all of our shades of gray meandering.
Right, yeah.
Something probably is going to happen maybe next issue, though, because the Council's on its way back with Nominus Prime and Starscream.
Right, yeah. What do you bet we get? It just becomes more intrigue.
Well, with Starscream showing up, it's probably at least 3 issues of mostly intrigue. So we'll see what happens. But this thing is moving too slow, and it's not making the mystery that compelling.
No, it's not making that. That's the thing, yeah.
Now that we know it's the Ascenticons who are killing bots, because the other bot that was killed we saw him die. We know what killed him. It was one of them. So
totally.
We're in that stupid situation that some writers let themselves get into, where the audience knows the answer to the mystery, but the characters don't.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's pretty whatever. But I'm going to give it an extra point for the art. So this is an exact average 5.
Yeah, I was also going to give it a 5.
Cool.
And so I do.
Do it.
Moving on. This is issue 19 of The Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett. And my goodness, what an episode. Because it's Abomination he's fighting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Abomination has the saliva poison that can totally melt Hulk.
And he can't grow back.
And it is... Oh, man.
It's disgusting.
It's horrifying.
Hulk gets scared, and when Hulk gets scared, it is terrifying.
Yeah, Hulk is real
Uh-huh.
scared in this one. And now there's this winged Hulk, winged red Hulk
Betty.
from his wife, Betty.
Yeah, Betty, who it seems like maybe is she's not going to be good.
Right, no, exactly, because she's tearing people apart. I mean, she does spare that one guy in the kitchens.
Right, she's tearing bad guys apart, killing them brutally, but they are bad guys. But then at the end of the book...
Right, she tears into Hulk along with Abomination.
I can't help but feel like that's somehow good for the Hulk. That's gonna actually end up being some key to him saving himself from the situation where he has no arms and no legs and his eyes have been melted out. But
take the heart and it grows a new Hulk.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, man. And I love this with the reporter. She's like, you just have to take their guns. It's like, no, kill them all.
Yeah, I even liked how she kind of talked down to her. As she was like, look, you can imagine how things could go, or you can see how things actually go.
Right, exactly.
When the brass tacks are down, which feeds into my theory of, yes, this reporter isn't the mouthpiece of the book and the author.
Exactly.
I love Abomination just standing there when he's out of spit. He's like,
Right, he's just standing over Hulk, and it is a brutal sight. No arms, no legs, no eyes, Hulk. Oh my god.
He hurts.
He hurts. And that's what he said. He said, Hulk hurts. Hulk hurts. And yeah, I thought this was an incredible issue. Just so crazy. It really delivers on the horror comics aspect.
Gosh, that cover even. Like, that abomination is truly an abomination.
Yeah, no, it's great. This was a 9 for me.
Yeah, I can't. I can't give it a lower score. I mean, I'm continually impressed. Like, we're 19 issues into this book, and it feels like every 2 to 3 issues we're saying the same thing, which is like, oh my god, what just happened? Can you believe that just happened?
Yeah.
What could happen now?
Right, and in another 3 to 5 issues, the plot's gonna be real different.
It's gonna, yeah, exactly. It's such like distinct arcs, and like when are Omega Team gonna or Gamma Team?
Gamma Flight.
Gamma Flight. That's what they are. When are they gonna re-enter the mix?
Right, because they keep entering the mix.
We're close.
It's a great thing.
So as good as that book was, that wasn't the book of the week for me, because Sam, let me tell you, issue 1 of Silver Surfer Black by Donny Cates and Tradd Moore, boom. Boom.
Yeah, it really does feel like what a Silver Surfer comic book is supposed to be.
Surfer hasn't been written this good in years, because he's been in this weird state, like, where Marvel wants to have him be as close to his, like, status quo, quote-unquote, as possible.
Right.
So they always want him to be Galactus's herald. Because
Yeah.
that's what he is. But they also want him to be the weepy, I know who I am and what I'm doing, Silver Surfer. And it's always such a weird balance. But this that we have right now is so clearly like the post-Galactus Silver Surfer on his own, feeling sad, but with great power comes great responsibility, and he has the greatest power.
Yeah.
And yeah, the first half of this issue is just a crazy
Trippy.
fall. Like, Tradd Moore is drawing the hell out of this comic. I love his Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, yeah. Especially Beta Ray Bill getting stretched with everybody else. So sometimes he's got, like, super long face.
Yeah, the super long, super thin face.
Yeah, super thin face. It's great.
Everything's wavy. The color scheme is, like, intense and different. And there's weird time things going on because Silver Surfer falls backwards through time for aeons.
Yeah, he seems to fall into a no space.
He falls into some sort of null space. And, it's like...
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, buy this issue.
Right.
Like,
No,
this is
exactly.
why we're here.
You find some titans in this null space on this planet. There's no suns, no
light.
stars in the sky. Maybe it's the end of the universe. Maybe it's the beginning. Who knows? He creates a new sun using his power cosmic. Oh man, what a moment.
Man, yeah, sending the energy out of his body and creating a baby star and paying the price, turning his hand black.
Yeah. And then it rises up into the sky and it's daytime all of a sudden. Awesome stuff.
And then you turn to the last page and it turns out that this is all part of the Donny Cates megastory because fuck yeah, it's Null. It's Null, and he's never looked better. Like,
Yeah.
He's like symbiote Sephiroth.
That's true.
Obviously, Null is going to be like the big ultimate villain of everything Donny Cates does because he's been setting him up in Guardians. He's obviously a major concern in Venom itself. This is obviously back in time to a time when Null still had the Necro Sword, because there it is, and the Necro Sword, it's never looked better. It looks like Carnage.
It does look like Carnage.
Yeah, I mean, I spoiled everything about this issue, but go buy it anyway because the art is just that fantastic. Like, Tradd Moore's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah. No, it's truly great, and the fact that it does tie into the whole Null thing, confirming to me that Null, he's the new big bad, better than the old big bad.
Right.
And he actually seems like he always lives up to that, being a new, terrible, evil god creature. It's been a while.
He's threatening, and nobody still has, like, ever actually faced him, so he's still a good threat. Like, even the thing that Venom fought was just, like, a projected symbiote version of him.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. That was, connected to the dragon. So, the question is this a 10? Do I give it a 10? Or do I give it just a 9.5 and give it room to grow? Because, like, I have to give it a 9.5.
That's fair. I don't give points.
It's close to
I give it a
perfect.
9.
Okay.
I give it the same as Venom. I enjoyed
Hulk.
them both spectacular, immaculately. They're amazing.
I hope that... I mean, this is supposed to be only, I think, a 5 or a 6 issue limited series, but come on, give us more of this. This is what people want to buy. I will be shocked if it is not in the top 10 for the month's sales. Like, everyone has to be buying this book.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll just jump it into the next thing, which will be similar.
Yeah, exactly. Part of the meta story. All right. Oof.
Star Trek, issue 5 of the Q Conflict. Scott Tapton and David Tipton writing, and David Messini is penciling.
Yeah, a little bit of a step up from the last issue.
This issue was alright. We found out who the old 2 characters were, and I guess we should have known, because...
I don't know if we should have known.
But this one is definitely wearing Q's civilian clothes, with
That's
the green
right.
and the gray. That's where we've seen it before.
He's not the Q who wanted to kill himself, right?
No,
He's the Q who showed up
who
to...
was judging when Q was made human.
Right, okay, exactly.
Right.
I couldn't tell because the art's...
Right, exactly. And, Amanda doesn't look as young, but she shouldn't.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
it makes sense that we wouldn't recognize her.
Yeah, because this is kind of that issue. This is the issue where, like, okay, so we brought the prophets in last time. Now we're going to grab everybody else who has close to, like, crazy power levels, and we're going to make sure they all at least get a mention. Because when Wesley showed up in this comic, Sam... When Wesley showed up and he's actually Traveler Wesley using Traveler powers, I was
true.
like, the culmination!
Right.
Like,
No, exactly.
finally!
And we got a moment that I've wanted in Star Trek for a long time, which was Odo, the changeling, grabbing the Borg Queen, just reaching out a tentacle. I was like, okay, we got her.
I know, I like that. We finally got confirmation that in a one-on-one battle, a changeling whoops a Borg ass, even if it's the best Borg.
Exactly. There's no problem. Which, you'd expect that.
And maybe the best part of the art is how well they illustrated what it looks like when Odo goes liquidy, because it does look like bad special effects.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It looks exactly right.
I like the idea that Guinan is able to, like, call the Travelers.
Oh, is that what she did?
I'm sure that this is the backup that she called.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Wesley.
Interesting.
Look at my Han Solo.
Yeah, I don't mind Wesley here. He seems cool. He seems confident. Awesome. Will Wheaton in comic book form.
The only weird thing is that the Borg ship ends up being, it's a weird Borg ship, right? It's like a Borg diamond. Have we seen that?
We have not seen this type of Borg ship. It looks like they decided to go with kind of a cross between old school Borg cube and like Delta Flyer-ish.
Right, yeah, they turned
stuff.
it and made it like a weird tetrahedron.
Right.
But I didn't like that design or the fact that the Borg were so non-threatening and easy to overcome in this. I mean, they mention it.
Right, they even mention it.
But
That's the thing.
There better be a good reason, because otherwise, it's not good enough to just do it and then be like, oh shit, we made the Borg too easy. Let's have a character mention how easy it was so nobody gives us shit.
Right. Well, I mean, they did that thing. They made it so the Borg wouldn't register them somehow.
Hey, how about Worf and Chief O'Brien? Like, we have a plan, sir. What's the plan? Ram a shuttle into the side.
And O'Brien. I could totally see it, though.
Talking about this issue made me like it more. Than when we started talking about it.
Really, they have every advantage against the Borg in this situation, because they have 7 of 9. They have Locutus in Picard, and they have the powers of Odo.
Yeah. And Data.
And Data, right.
Yeah.
So, that right there is the dream team versus the Borg.
I like how Kirk is like, what's a Borg?
Yeah. So, I thought it was alright. I'd give it a 6.
I think a 6 is right. This is about an above average issue. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, next up, we're on issue 13 of Hawkman with our new artist. Still with Robert Venditti writing, but we've got Will Conrad on art. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I didn't really notice the change.
I think that the best way to describe this issue is sweet. It's like a one-off story that's just like a little pacifist fable. and I don't mind this story device, the idea that Carter can just like walk into an area of his ship and pick up an artifact and be like, what did I do about this one? And it's like, then you get a little one-issue story based on that.
No, yeah, I wouldn't mind if we went through that kind of thing for a few issues. Him finding out about past lives, reading their journals, their artifacts.
Watch. Not only are they going to do that, and the next 5 issues are going to be stories like that, but then they're going to release the trade paperback, and it will be called Past Lives. But I like the additional twist of going back to another life, is that he's actually going back to a bunch of lives, because he kept getting reincarnated on either side of these 2 warring armies that are in this, like, decades, centuries almost long war.
Yeah.
And it's one of those... the soldiers don't even know what they're fighting for. They just know that they're there to fight.
Yeah, and I love the bit about with the bird, where in the earlier days of the war, birds would fly over the head of their camps, and they would shoot them down, make some stew, and that's what they had other than their rations.
Right, and then they got rarer and rarer, and then after like 2 time jumps, the men are talking about how, like, hey, I heard there used to be birds on this planet.
Yeah. And it's like, what's stew? I don't know, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, since like the armies are presented as such, like, they're exactly the same thing on both sides, the only difference is what their shitty rations are. I feel way worse for the gold-suited soldiers, because they had to like drink a disgusting slug tonic water or something.
Yeah, instead of just some terrible energy bars.
Right, so they definitely had it way worse off. But I did quite enjoy, especially the last page narration where it showed what was written on the plinth, the memorial, when he sees the planet, that the 2 armies, like, they made peace.
They made peace because I am.
Right, and they built a civilization there from the 2 armies, but then the way the plinth on the end says, the 2 armies shared their food and made peace. They never returned to their home worlds. I don't know, something about that was I like that.
Right, they gave up on their home worlds that been having them war, I guess.
Yeah, fuck
forever.
Fuck
yeah, and him walking out with the bar, the energy bar in his hand instead of a gun, and that's what ends the war. It's like you said, sweet.
Right. Our rations are shitty too. We're not so different, you and I.
Right, it's like, oh man, that is shitty, but it's different. I love it.
And then at the very end, finding out that Shira is not only is in this version, but it's quite probable that she was manifesting on the other side of the army every time he was manifesting on one side.
Right.
That's a nice little detail. I like that they didn't make it obvious until the end, and they didn't make a point about it at all, but you can definitely infer that that's what was happening.
Right, exactly.
I thought this was good. I think this was a 7.
I'd actually give it an 8.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Last issue of Prodigy.
Issue 6, Prodigy, Mark Miller, Raphael Albuquerque. And, this was a pretty good culmination. Last time it seemed like, the bad guys, they got the jump on him. His partner, she's been working for the bad guy all along, who's this guy he knows, I guess. Maybe did we see it in an earlier issue, him in school, and he punches somebody?
I'm sure we did, but as I've said, this issue, like, this whole series has been this weird thing of, like, enjoying it while you read it, but the second you're finished reading it, it is gone from your mind.
Yeah. It's true.
And, like, so many weird things where it's like, it got a little lazy at the end. One, how did we not predict what was going to end up happening to that asteroid?
What? Well, I mean, there's 2 problems in this story. One, beings from another universe trying to open up a portal. 2, giant asteroid coming at the planet.
Right. It's going to be there in, a couple years.
Right. But, but I still thought, I should have seen that, but I'm enjoying it anyway because, the idea to take over their machines.
Right, I like that
he's just able to do.
Right, he knew all along that the woman was fake because she made one little mistake, which is the other part of the lazy writing to me. It's like, she was so, like, I did all of the details, and he's like, except you missed this very obvious detail about, like, which means that you selected a backstory and then did not research what you would have needed to know to be in that backstory, miss. I, designed 600 different personality markers for you to detect, Sherlock.
Right. That bothered me. I thought that was the down point of the issue.
That's lazy. But yeah, I did, like, when the asteroid thing was revealed, I was like, of course!
Right. That almost made up for it. But yeah, overall it was all right. And then the idea in the end to save himself by jumping into one of the ships and then putting the shields on and dropping the bomb on the floor,
Right,
just
'cause
to
the
take out the whole place.
Yeah, ship's got shields that can
Ship's
stand
got
to the bombs.
I thought it was fun, and then it was over.
And it was over. I'm very surprised that during the last couple pages here, we didn't see him interacting with those two villains that he offered jobs to a couple issues ago.
Yeah, no, I was also hoping that instead we get some other...
That other girl that I
people
don't
who work for
remember.
him.
I'm sure that also happened with this girl earlier in the series, but who knows?
Yeah, no, not sure, but he goes back to being his regular old superhero Daredevil self.
Mr. Evil
And that's
Knievel.
all right.
It's fine.
So I give it a 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.
All right.
It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One of the bigger releases for the week is up next. It's the first issue of Event Leviathan by Brian Michael Bendis and painted by Alex Maleev. You know what I hate? Why is it called Event Leviathan? Why isn't it just called Leviathan? It's not like Event Infinite Crisis.
Right.
Event War of the Realms. I don't know why that really bothers me.
No, I get you.
Alex Maleev does a very good job illustrating some very unexciting things happening.
Yeah, well, most of it's a conversation with Batman and Lois Lane.
The whole issue is Batman and Lois Lane sitting in an abandoned building talking to Steve Trevor.
Yeah, about what's going on.
And
we don't know.
The only action in the issue is us seeing a scene that we've seen like 5 or 6 times now in the Superman run, which is mysterious blue energy man shows up and then place blows up.
Yep.
And then it's like the dialogue is super Bendis-y, especially when Steve Trevor starts going like, "Don't you understand? They worked it out perfectly. I'm Leviathan. You have to believe I'm Leviathan. Wait, no, Lois must be Leviathan. Like,
you're Leviathan."
It's so, and then he shoots at her.
Yeah.
It's what's happening?
And all he shows up, and then he continues their conversation.
But I mean, I guess we did get the reveal that the people who blow up in energy explosions aren't killed. They are teleported somewhere. Which, when you're going to do blue energy explosions, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Leviathan himself continues to be a extremely non-threatening adversary. I don't know what's wrong with Bendis coming up with villains, man. Like, this dude, like Rogelzar and now Leviathan, and these characters are not compelling. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore. You got anything?
Nope. Well, I mean, the question's on the cover.
Oh, yeah, he's in it.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he's in it, and you can tell because right on the page, what does Batman say? He goes, "Oh, if not Talia, who's running Leviathan?" And Batman goes, "That is the quest." Ow! And there's the question. Right on the page where they almost say the question. Oh,
I should have noticed that.
So clever.
Right. No, I got nothing. What do you got?
I give it a 4.
I'd give it a 3.
Because I do like Alex Maleev's art. It's just he doesn't
alright.
get to draw anything interesting.
No, he doesn't.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye. Speaking of Rogelzar.
Yes. We have issue 12, Superman, Brian Michael Bendis, Ivan Reis. And,
Looks good.
This is a good looking issue. You got the House of L coming together to fight for a minute. But what I did like in this issue, and continue to like, is how Bendis portrays Zod.
I do like Bendis' Zod.
I like Bendis' Zod.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's taking the Vegeta role in this Dragon Ball Z-ish comic book.
That's perfect. That's so... I hadn't thought about that before, but you're so fucking right. He's Vegeta right now.
Yeah, he's Vegeta, and I like it very much because, I mean, he immediately goes for Superman and goes into super speed with him, and he's like, all right, I had to get out of the Phantom Zone, and he thinks I'm working for him, but I'm not working for him, and we got to team up. We got to find a way to beat this Rogel Czar. And and I like it. I think that's pretty cool. But, Supergirl and Superman's son, John, they go off, so now we're going to get some stuff with Superman and his dad.
And Crypto Crypto's there.
Oh, right, and Crypto the Superdog, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we'll see more about that. I'm just liking this Zod.
Yeah, I was almost a little mad at Clark. I was like, dude, like, why you
Right.
not trusting Zod?
Right, I mean, right there, it's pretty obvious that he's being genuine.
Like, you're the one, you said to yourself, like, why would you help Rogolzar? I'm not helping Rogolzar. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And that's all good, but, like, this conspiracy of why and how Krypton was destroyed is not compelling.
No, it's not. But still, I fairly enjoyed this issue. I'd actually give it a 7. Probably the highest I've rated a Bendis.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6 because the art is excellent. Like Ivan Reis, like he draws Clark perfectly, as we've said in the past. All the characters look exactly right. Crypto is great in this issue when he's getting pet by Jor-El.
Oh yeah, and when Crypto and all the rest of them are shooting eye beams out of the ship.
Yeah, he's the star of the show as far as I'm concerned, and I now no longer have any doubts that this is Jor-El, because if he wasn't Jor-El, why would Crypto know him and be like, "Hey, Jor-El"?
Oh, that's true.
So I know that hasn't been a mystery. We're not supposed to think it isn't Jor-El, but still, I mean, it's weird that Jor-El's alive. Like, why is Jor-El alive and Thomas Wayne is fucking with Batman?
No, yeah, I feel that way every time.
All right, well, we've gotten through the weaker books of the week. So next up is going to be issue 6 of The Batman Who Laughs by Scott Snyder and Jock. I'm starting to get sick of The Batman Who Laughs, man. Like, his shtick is so one note.
It really is.
It's such a... Like, the whole book is just this escalating series of, I thought of that before you did, but I knew you'd think of that, but I knew you'd know that I thought of that, and I knew that I knew you'd think of that.
Yeah, he does a lot of that, and, I mean, the whole thing he's going to, like, the happiest Batman is you right now. It's going to become me.
I did like the way that Batman Who Laughs was portrayed in the nightmarish visions of Bruce as he's being affected. That dude looks scary as hell.
Oh yeah, no, it's great art.
Highlight of the issue was definitely Jim Gordon and Son showing up in Batman Beyond costumes, which again...
Yeah. Why does Batman have these costumes?
He has the Batman Beyond costumes, and also they... it's so cheesy when the Punisher Batman is like, even his most advanced tech isn't beyond me, and Beyond is all highlighted. It's like, yeah, we know. We remember Batman Beyond.
Right. Recognize that costume anytime.
Yeah, so this was fine, but originally this was going to be the 6th issue of a 6-issue limited series, but now this is issue 7, or 6 of 7, and it's going to continue into another series, so it's going to be like Batman Who Laughs shit for the foreseeable future, and I'm...
Well, he's got to evolve a little, is the thing.
Right.
Somebody's got to write him in a way that makes him a little deeper.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody but Scott Snyder is allowed to write him right now. Like, maybe if he hadn't been also showing up in Justice League, it wouldn't be so annoying.
Yeah. But, no, I'm reading all him. You know what? I miss regular Joker. Regular Joker.
I know, that's why Last Night on Earth was so much more entertaining than Batman Who Laughs, is because, you got some good Joker in there.
Yeah.
Joker, who's now Batman's sidekick.
Which is awesome.
So this was all right. I do still like Jock's art, but I'm ready for the series to end. That's a 5.
I'd also give it a 5. And now we're going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics, issue 1005.
Woo!
Peter Tomasi and Walker.
Yeah, I like it, Brad Walker.
Brad Walker. And
he gives Batman such a dread face in one of these pages.
I thought the exact same thing. Oh man, he just looks so angry
when he's flying out of the green fire from Dr. Phosphorus.
Yes,
that's such a Judge Dredd job.
It is the Judge Dredd face 100% because it's immediately what I thought of, and it looks great.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
that is how Batman should always look.
Right. I almost wish it was a full page.
I know. This is that's a good time for a 2-page spread, man.
Yeah, great face, fighting Mr. Phosphorus, whatever his name is. Dr. Phosphorus. That makes sense. He probably did that shit to himself.
Man, let me tell you though, Anton Arcane is one of Swamp Thing's biggest villains. Swamp Thing, the Earth Elemental, has a very difficult time fighting Anton Arcane, who's like the evil zombie, evil swamp thingy guy. Robin takes him out quite easily. I like Damian, but I don't know. That was a little easy for me.
Right, I mean, he is just a super assassin, boy assassin.
He's got the right tools, I guess, if he's thinking on his feet.
Yeah, that's true. I like that Batman had the perfect thing in his utility belt to take out Dr. Phosphorus. He's just like, spray you with this. So it's going to expand all over you.
And then Robin's like, I don't know that. Can I get that?
Yeah.
Which is like, Batman, why are you withholding, like, cool tech? That's weird. Robin, I developed this super anti-flame retardant thing. You don't need this.
You wouldn't want any of that.
Your head isn't covered like mine with a flame-proof cowl, but you don't need any of this.
Yeah, and we got a little bit of a battle between Batman and the Arkham Knight, where Batman wins.
Despite going blind.
Despite going blind, which is cool. Arkham Knight's plan is to blind the whole city.
It's so fucked up.
Which is, it's real messed up with concussive light, which is a cool concept. I like that. But, Batman beats Arkham Knight by dropping with her into the light, breaking it in the process. Pretty satisfying.
He's pretty good at fighting her blind. Say much.
He's probably pretty good at fighting anyone blind. He's Batman.
Yeah, isn't that a thing in the animated series? Or is it just where he has to blow out the candles with strikes while blindfolded?
Ah, man.
I feel like they actually do blindfold him and have him fight somebody in that, but I might be.
No, I feel like you're right.
That. Yeah.
And I mean, there's Batman Forever, Yeah. Oh, wait, he doesn't actually. He puts on radar.
Yeah, I'm as blind as a bat!
Yeah, exactly.
Diddly 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 diddly.
Yeah. So this was, it was fine, but I mean, it was a little bit of a let's quickly wrap this up.
Felt very quickly wrapped up. Like, we get this character's origin last issue, and then she goes down pretty quickly in this one.
Right. But it is understood that she'll be back.
Yeah, it's sort of definitely teased as this is only the first chapter of this.
Right.
Thing.
Her first loss against Batman.
Right, yeah. And now she has been told by him that he didn't kill her mother, but we'll see if she believes that or seeks confirmation in any way or just continues her evil vendetta.
Right. Doesn't seem like she's going to believe that or seek confirmation in any way. But I thought it was all right. A 6.
I'm giving it a 7. Brad Walker's art continues to be such a highlight. I think he's coming off the book. Either next issue or very soon, but I hope he comes back because this is what superhero art should be. Like,
and I mean, Dreadface is just so good.
Bring back more Dreadface Batman.
Yeah.
It is all we need.
Yeah, makes us happy.
All right, let's finish out the week with issue 15 of Venom. This is the last of the War of the Realms times, written by Cullen Bunn, drawn by Ivan Coelho. And speaking of wrapping it up, it wraps it up. It's weird that Jack-O-Lantern, who is revealed to not be Jack-O-Lantern, but just some rando who found Jack-O-Lantern shit, like, banters with Eddie like he's been bantering with him every time Eddie's fought Jack-O-Lantern, one of his main villains. Well, at least one of the symbiote's main villains. Maybe that's why Eddie didn't notice, because symbiote, he's literally fought Jack-O-Lantern while he was with Flash.
Oh, okay.
But... yeah,
they're totally like they know each other well.
The whole time, right? I like the way that Eddie's suit is morphing back and forth between having the mouth of Venom or not.
Yeah.
And I did like the bit where he sends his powers to all the civilians. That was pretty dope.
A hero moment.
Good hero moment. And then I guess he decided that, Weapon Stone, you allow me to summon lightning like Thor now, and then he can, which... pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hang on to that weapon, I guess, Eddie. But I don't think he does.
No, he does not. And then he goes back to his son.
Right.
To, hang out.
And, Dylan is there, and he had a gun. And I guess that was Dylan's arc for 3 issues, is to sit there and then get scared and then have a gun and point it at anybody who came back. But no worries.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Art was pretty good. I enjoyed it. The action was solid, but it was just an issue-long fight scene.
Yeah.
Designed to not have any impact on the event at large or on the Venom comic that it is a part of.
Right, it's not really so much a tie-in as a side story.
Right. This is a warm-up so that Donnie can get working on Absolute Carnage related things.
Yes.
So I do think that next issue, pretty sure Donnie's back. Looking forward to that.
Nice.
That is it.
What would you give it?
Oh, I give it a 4.
A 4?
It's meh.
Yeah, I thought it was alright. I'd give it a 6.
Oh, not bad. That's our biggest split for the episode.
It is.
All right, well, we did it. Thanks, everybody, for listening this week. We will be back next week with more comic reviews.
And you stay classy, Planet Earth.